Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, based on the time you are accessing this material. Welcome to Introduction to Computer. This is week 3. If you are accessing this video on YouTube, the course content can be found on coolchat.com, so you can visit the website and access the material as well. If you're on coolchat.com, if you click courses, information technology, you come to this page. Then the course is Introduction to Computer. And this is week 3. If this is your first time of accessing this video, we've already done week 1 and 2 already. So we are on week 3. In week 1, we talk about the introduction to the computer, how you can boot the computer, input device, output device, storage devices, and the desktop. Then week 2, we talk about file management, how you can create folders, how you can delete a folder, how you can copy a folder, how you can cut a folder, how you can copy a file, how you can open a file, how you can copy file into a folder, and how you can transfer file to your external drives. And this week, what are we going to learn? So this week is more about softwares. So we look at how to install a software and antivirus. Then we look at how you can start a software, how you can minimize and open software application, and how you can maximize the window of an open application. Then how you can close a software and how you can uninstall a software. Okay, so let's get started by clicking on. And to contact me, you need to log in. When you log in, on the home page of the course, there is chat with instructor. So when you click on it, the chat box will open. Then you can send me a message and I can also reply. So let's get started. So the following software will be installed in this session. So we will install Google Chrome, which is a browser we use to access the internet. And we also install Vlc Player, which is a video player you can use to play your videos. Then you install Avast Antivirus. So if you don't have any antivirus, it's an antivirus to protect your computer. So to install a software on the internet, you need to have internet access. Then you need to have also a browser and enter. Normally, the most popular search engine is google.com. So in your browser, you type google.com, then the search box will show. So you just type in what you want to download. Then a list of links will appear. So you read through and choose the best link. So once you are there, you look for the download button. So any button which says download, you just click on it for it to start the downloading. So when the downloading is done, you just double click on the downloaded file. Then the installation will start with the instructions. So each application and the type of instructions they give. So you just connect to the internet. We will also talk about it. So by default, the browser, if you are using Windows operating system, we are having Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge as our browsers. So by default, those are the two browsers that count. The other one, you need to install them yourself. So if you have Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, by default on the tab bar you will see the Internet Explorer, but with the Microsoft Edge you need to search for it in the application search bar. So here you can type Edge or Microsoft Edge. Okay, so that is the application. So you just click on it. So once you click on it, so that is the Microsoft Edge. So once you click on it, it will start. But I have already opened it. But if you haven't opened it yet, you just click on this Microsoft Edge. Okay, so you can use the Microsoft Edge. You can use the Microsoft Edge to do this instead of the Internet Explorer. Okay, so on the Microsoft Edge or any other internet browser, when you click on the plus icon, it opens a new tab. But if you haven't, I've already opened it from kucha.com, so that's why. But if this is your first page, you just type it here. Yeah, so you type google.com in your address bar. This part of the browser, so the software we use to access the internet, like I told you, is called the browser. So at this part is where you type in the website name, the website address over here. So I'm going to start a new tab. Then in the address bar, you type google.com. Okay. Okay. So in the address bar, we want to install Google Chrome. So search Google Chrome download. Okay. So once you finish the search, just click enter. So you press the enter key. Okay. So the first option is an advert, so ignore that one. But the second option leads you direct to the download section of the Google Chrome. So now to leave when you search, later on we'll come to talk about it. I want to address it now. When you search and you have a list of options or results, now to open a new tab for the results that you click, you need to right click on the results. Then you choose open link in new tab. So the new tab will open, then this page will still remain, so that if you want to check any other option, you can also open them in the new tab. Okay, so this is our download. So once you get to the download page, you look for the download button, the button that says download. So you click on that button for the software to be downloaded. Okay. So if your download is complete, you can click on this option that says, so when you click on here, it gives you the option. So open in folder. So whatever you downloaded, if you click on the three vertical icon, which is called the more icon, we also see the more icon, different versions of the more icon. So when you click on here, it shows you an option. So here is open. If you want to open the application you just downloaded, If you want to see it in the folder, then you click on here. Okay, so let's say I want to see it in the folder, so I can click here. Okay, so this is a new download. I already have downloaded one already, so that's why it has renamed this one with 1 over here. Okay, so now, so okay, so to start the installation, you just have to double click on the file you've downloaded. Okay, so you just double click on the file. Now, most downloads have extension executable. So normally some also have setup. So if you are not downloading on the internet and you have a file, maybe a external drive which you need to connect to your computer which has the installable file, most of them you see that it has been written setup. So it's a setup file that you double click on it, which is an application file. You double click on it to start the installation. And some too have .exe, which is executable file. So you just click on the file, then you follow the step. So when alert comes, you just accept because we trust the source of the application. So you just click on yes for the installation to begin. Okay. So now, before you start to download, you need to also have enough data because it will be connecting to the internet to do the downloading. So if your data is not enough, it will pause at a point in time. You need to have enough data that will complete the downloading. So in some installation, when you get the executable file, during the installation process, it will connect to their server or the source where you downloaded the file from. Then it will start the download during the installation. So once it completes, the installation will begin. Just like you are saying that the first one we did here is just an application to download the actual file. So once the download is completed, then the installation will continue. Now, in the installation instruction, we have the minimize here, we have the close. So if you decide to change your mind, you can click on this close or cancel. If you want to minimize it so that it comes on the taskbar below at the bottom of your desktop, then you can click on minimize, which is the dash. Okay, as you can see, even the dialog for what the menu is about shows. So this is minimized. And this one we have close. Okay, so now the installation has started. So once the installation is completed, you will see the Google Chrome, this icon at the toolbar or the tag bar. So at the bottom of your desktop, you will see that icon over there. Okay, so that means the installation is completed. So you can now double click on it, but automatically it will open itself by itself after the installation. So this is the address bar. So when we get to the web browser, talking about the web browser, we'll also talk more about it. But that's the Google Chrome. So we continue. So we successfully install our Google Chrome. Now, if you use the Internet Explorer, it will ask you if you want to run the downloaded file or you want to save it. So you can choose either save or run. So if you click on run, it will automatically start the installation after it has downloaded the file. But if you click on save, it will save the file onto the folder. Then you can go to where it has been saved. Then you double click on it to start the installation. Now most download files goes to the downloads folder in this PC. So if your Internet Explorer or your browser don't give you the option to click on the more icon to see the source, the place where the file has been downloaded, you can browse your downloads folder and check if the downloaded file is there. Okay, so that's the address bar. So you just type google.com in the address bar. Then you search for download Google Chrome or Google Chrome download. Then the option now comes. And the one with the AD means it's an advert, so you can skip that one and choose the second option. So once you've done that, the file will be saved on your downloads folder. So you can just double click on the file to start the installation. Okay, so we are going to use the same process to download our Vlc Player. Now, since you downloaded your Chrome, you can use your Chrome to access the internet, or you can still use the Microsoft Edge. So any browser at your disposal, you can use it to install the Vlc Player. So we will follow the same step. We will go to google.com, we search Vlc Player download. Then the option that comes, we'll click and we will visit their website. Then we'll look for a download button. So once we get the download button, we click on the download button for us to download the executable file. So once we downloaded the executable file, we can start to do the installation. Okay, so if I can close these ones, then I open a new tab. So we go back to google.com. So this time we want to download Vlc Player. So Vlc Player download. Okay. So we choose Vlc Player download. Okay. So this is so here there's no AD or add, so you can choose it directly. So now, like I told you, to open it in a new tab, you just right click on the link, the blue one. The blue one is the link. So you just right click on it, then you click on open link in new tab. Then the new tab will be open. So you just click on that tab. So as I've explained, so you look for the download button. So VLC Media Player is a free media player, but it's also supported by donation. So if you want to donate to support their projects, then you can also enter your donation amount and click on donate. But it's free, so you can also use it without donating. So it's up to you. Okay, so we'll now click on the download VLC link. Okay, so automatically start, but it sometimes tells you that if it did not show up, you click on this link to start your downloads. So you can see that the execute file has started downloading. So the executable files are normally .exe, like I told you. So you can see the name with the .exe, as you can see over here. Okay. So once there is a progress bar of the download. So once it gets to the end, then you know that the download is completed. Then you can click on the more icon. Then the more icon will show you this where the file has been saved. Or you can even double click, since it's an executable file, you can double click on it to open it and it will start the installation. So however you choose, so whether after the download is complete, you double click on it on the browser at the bottom, or you click on the more icon to open the file, then you can just double click on it to start the installation. So once the download is complete, the progress bar will vanish. Then you know that it has completed. Okay, so as you can see, it has completed. So if you want, you can just double click on it or open the file. Or you can click on the more icon, then you go to show in folder so that you can see where it is. Okay, so that is it. So you just double click on it just like we did for the Pro. So as you can see, it is similar for almost every application. Just that in some application the instructions are more. Okay, so after you download it, you double click on the executable file, the file you downloaded, then Windows will give you a warning if you really want to install the application. So it says, do you want to allow the following program to make changes to this computer? So since we trust the application we are installing, you just click on yes. Okay. So once you click on yes, then the installation will start. Okay, so now you choose your language. So there are a number of languages, but we speak English, so my language option is English. So I'll just stick to this one. Then I click on OK. Then I click on next. Then I click on next to agree to their license. Then I click on next. Then I click on install. Okay, so most programs are installed in C drive, then the program files. So by default, the installable destination will choose where you want it to be installed or placed. So you just leave it the way it is, then click on install. Then the installation begins. So you wait and more progress bar until it gets to this button. Then you will even be told that the installation is. So once the installation is completed, you just click on finish. So it will open the application in the window. Okay, so I believe you can as well install the antivirus, the Avast antivirus on your own, because the steps are almost the same. Okay, so that's our Vlc Player. So once you finish the installation, it will open and show on your screen. So now we are going to install our Avast antivirus. So the step is also the same. Okay, so here when you are installing from a CD, or when you are installing from a CD, you just connect the CD. So last week one, when we were on the storage devices, we saw the CD drive where you can click to eject your CD drive and put in your CD. So once you put in your CD or your DVD player, a DVD, then you just on this PC, the list of drives will show up. Then you just double click on that drive. Then the installation begins with a list of instructions. So you just follow the instructions step by step, just like we did with the installations for both the Chrome and the VLC. So you just follow the instructions step by step until it is completed. Now, if you are using the external drive, now when you open the folder where the installation files are, you look for an application with the .exe, which is the executable file. Most often it is name setup, so you look for it, then you double click on that file to start the installation. So if you are going to install Microsoft Word and you've gotten the file from a friend, or maybe you bought a CD of it, then you can also do the installation yourself. But if it's on a CD, you just insert your CD. Then in last week we talked about how to open the external storage device when you connect it, how to open their drive. So when you set into the drive, you go to this PC, the list of drives will be there. So you see the drive for the CD that you inserted. So you just double click on it. Most CDs which are executable, when you double click on it, they will start. But some CDs, they are in the folder. So when they are folders, you look for the file which has the executable extension. Most often when it's executable, they will write application for the description of the what type of file it is. Or most often also they write setup, so that you know that it is the file you need to click to start your installation. Okay, so we'll talk about this. If the installable files are on your pen drive or external drive, or even a folder on your computer, you just go to that folder, then you look for the executable file, then you just double click on it to start the installation. Okay, so now we are going to install our antivirus, Avast antivirus. So with the antivirus installation tool is the same. Go to googlechrome.com. You go to googlechrome.com. Okay, I said googlechrome.com, sorry. It's .com. So you go to Google.com, search Avast antivirus download. So Avast antivirus download. So you can choose the first option. So Avast is a free antivirus. You can later on buy extensions so that you get more features, but the basic ones are free, so you can just get them for free. Okay, so when you search, they have an advert, so the Google will show the ad. So the AD is ad, so you can just skip that one and choose the second option. So like I've told you that to open it in a new tab, you can just right click it, then you open. Okay, so when you open, you look for the download button, the place which says that download. So you look for a button which tells you to download. So you click on that button. to download your download file. Okay, so here free download. So that's the button you need to click. Okay, so once the page has finished loading, you just click on free download. Okay, so you just click on load. So like I've told you, the installation process is the same. You go to google.com, you search what you want to download, then you add the key to it, the keyword to it, then you search. Then the option that can be read and choose the appropriate option. Most often, the second option, if it has ad, but if there's no ad, the first option might be the website for that software. So when you click on it, you look for the download button. So once you see the download button and the page has finished loading, you just click on the pre-download or download for the download to start. Okay, so it says follow these 3 easy steps to complete your Avast to run the Avast installer. So once the download is complete, run the installer. So that has begun. So you watch the progress bar until it vanishes, which means that it has completed. And if you want to open the file, you click on the more, or you can double click on the file. And since we know where it will go, we can this time just double click on the file to start the installation. And once confirm the installation, then you follow the setup instructions. So in the same way for all applications that we've done. So first, you download the installable file. Once you finish, you just double click on it, or you go to where the file has been saved. So when you click on it, it will give you a confirmation whether you want to confirm. So you click on yes, then you follow the instructions for the installation. So you can click on more, then show in folder to show the file which has been downloaded. But this time you can also double click on it to open the file. So if you click on it or double click on it, it will open the file. So which is just like in the installation. So when you click yes, you click yes for the installation to begin. So you patiently wait. So we are on this stage. You follow the instructions. So you're watching it progress, and whatever it tells us we do. If it says we should click on this, we'll just click on this. So remember, if your computer is new, google.com that we went is a trustworthy website, so it will not give us any virus. Avast is also a trustworthy website, so we will not get any virus. But for security reasons too, you can download the antivirus first before you do any other installation. Because if you visit a website with a lot of virus and you don't have any antivirus on it, your computer can be corrupted. Okay, so on a normal circumstance, if you are downloading anything else apart from the Google Chrome and the Vlc Player, you make sure that you install your Avast first before you go to those websites. Because if you visit the untrustworthy websites, if you are not careful, it will give you a virus. And if you don't have any antivirus to protect your computer will be at risk. Okay, so these are the 3 main simple softwares that you need to enjoy your computer. The next software that you may also need is the Microsoft Word or Office tools for Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And that course will be taught in the Office tool for Microsoft Office tools as a course on coolcharts.com. So you will need those applications. So that one, you need to ask any software guy, or you go to a cafe, or any maybe IT technical assistant to get the file to install on your computer. So once you've gotten the file, then the installation process is also the same. So you can just follow the steps. So with the Microsoft Word, if you click on the folder, you see a file called setup. So when you double click on the setup file, then the installation will begin. So you just follow the instructions just like you've done for the previous installations. So you wait for the progress of the installation until the installation is done. Okay, so you click on the install. So you monitor the progress of the installation over here, and say do not turn off your computer. So you just wait for the installation to be completed. Okay, so it's still installation is still in progress. So if you're also doing the installation, I believe yours is also in the middle of almost done. Okay, so the installation is almost done. So you wait till the progress completed. Okay, so it's almost done. Okay, so that's it. So once your installation is completed, so let's see. So the hours will give us a feedback. Yes, we can continue to wait for its feedback. So to start a software application, the software icon is on desktop. Just go to desktop and just click on it. So each of the softwares, they have their own icon. So to start an application, you either go to desktop. If your icon has your desktop has an icon on the desktop. Sometimes it may also have an icon on your taskbar. So if that's the case, you also click on that icon for the software on the taskbar. But if none of this is true, then you need to search for the installed application. So to search for it, you need to click on the Windows icon, or you press on the Windows key to start your Windows start screen. So in the start screen, you see the search icon, which is over here. So you click on the search icon. So once you click on the search icon, you can type in what you want. So the type of application you want over here. So once you type in the type of application you need, there will be a list of options. So you choose the appropriate file. Okay. So the Avast finished a step and it's still continuing with other steps. So whilst it's doing the installation, I will be doing the teaching as well. So you can also be watching whilst we are also doing your installing as well. Okay. So you go to control panel. For example, if you want to open a control panel, so you just type here control panel. So in the control type, there will be options which option match that control panel. So like example, I have an application called sample panel. I also have a control panel application. So this is one that I want. Control panel is to uninstall softwares. So in our next we'll talk about how to uninstall web. So you need to search for your control. If your control icon is not on desktop, you need to search for the control panel. So once the search result comes, you just click on it. Then the application will be open. So once the application opens, then you can use it. So that's how a software application. If the software application is on desktop, you just double click on it to start. If the software application is on your taskbar on the desktop at the bottom, you just double click on it to start. If none of these, and you need to search for the application. So to search for the application, you just click your Windows button. So in the Windows, on the taskbar, I think week 1 we talked about it. On the taskbar at the far left, you see your Windows icon. So on your Windows icon, you just click on the Windows icon. Or we also have the Windows key. So when you press the Windows key, you get this start screen. So in the start screen, you have your search icon. So you just click on your search icon. So once you click on your search icon, the search will show. So you just type in you want to search. There are software application that you want to search. So when you type in, the options will come. So you just click on that option. Okay. So now minimizing and open software. Minimizing them. So we'll see the practical aspect when we come to uninstalling an application. We'll search for the control panel. Then we'll start our control panel and uninstall an application. So the application that we install, we can uninstall Vlc to demonstrate. So this demonstration, the uninstalling application step, I will uninstall our Vlc again, just to show you how you can uninstall a software. Okay, so the next step is minimizing an application and opening software. So if you want to, maybe you don't want to close the software, but you don't want it to disappear from the screen, then in that case, you need to minimize it. So in all software, there is minimize and maximize and close. So if you look at the far right of your software, we are now using our web browser. So if you look at a web browser, is also a software application. So if you look at the far right, top right of your web browser, you see there is a minimize icon. So the one with the menus is minimized. So most often, if you put your mouse over it, if you hover over it, it gives you a description of that menu is about. So the manuals is for minimize. So once you click on it, this application will exit the screen. So it will go to your taskbar. So anytime you want it back, you just click on that icon, then it will be resumed just like it is. So if I want to minimize my browser, all I need is to click here. So you can see that it has disappeared. So now if I want it again, I'll click my Microsoft Edge icon at the taskbar. So when I click it on the taskbar, it will show again. Okay, so that's it. So to let your an application you are using disappear from the screen to the taskbar, you just click on the menus, then it will disappear on the screen to the taskbar. Then we also have the maximize and restore Windows window. So here is for the controlling the window size. So most often some applications, they don't open on the full screen. So if you want the application to be in the full screen, then you just click here. So you just click here to open in the full screen. And if it's on a full screen, then it will be reduced. The window will reduce. So let's, for example, if we click here, you can see that the browser has reduced in size. Okay, so it has reduced in size. Okay. So if you want the full screen again, then you click on it again, then it will maximize the window screen of the software application to take the full screen. Okay, so for maximizing, you click here. For minimizing it means that you want it to disappear on the screen. Then the icon will be at the taskbar. So anytime you want it, you just click on the icon at the taskbar. Then it will restore the application. Now, you should also take note that if you have so many applications at your taskbar, then there is a when it gets to the maximum part, at the last end, there will be a drop box that you can click on it to show the other icons which are at the taskbar. Okay, I don't have a lot of icons on my desktop, but if you get to a point where you have many icons on your taskbar, then you see at the last one, there will be a place where you can click to show the more of the icons. So if you click on minimize and you don't see it at the taskbar, it means maybe probably there are more icons at the taskbar. So you click on the more options to show the other icons. So you can just click on it to restore your application. Okay, so that's a minimizing, maximizing. So to minimize, the application will disappear from the screen, but it will be at the taskbar. So anytime you want to, just click on it to restore the application. So the difference between minimizing and maximizing and closing is that for if you minimize, the application is still running. Okay, but for the close, you close the application, so the application is no longer running. Okay, then in some application, even though you close, it will still be running at the background. So you have to use exit menu to stop the application completely. Okay. So minimizing, then this is the maximizing. Then the close, if you want to close the application, you no longer want to use it, then you use it. You click on the close icon. So all these three are the far right top of your application, the window application. So any application that you are using at the far top right, you see them. So just like you are seeing it over here. So this is the close, this is the maximize, and this is the minimize. Okay, so based on the option that you want, you can use it. Okay, so your last session on installing a software application. Uninstalling a software application. Okay, so you will need a control to uninstall an application. So if you have a software that you no longer need, maybe you finish using it, maybe you install, do something, you are done, and you don't want it to take a space on your computer, then you can uninstall it. Or probably you install an application and it's giving you trouble. So you also have to uninstall the application so that your computer can be free. Maybe it's slowing your computer or whatever it is. then you also have to uninstall it. So to uninstall application, the application that we use is called Control Panel. So you need to search for that control panel in your Windows search. If your control panel is already on your desktop, you can just double click on it. But if not, you have to use the search button to search for the control panel. So once you search for the control panel, this will pop up. That's the control panel explorer or the window. So this will pop up. Then we use this option for uninstalling an application. So under the programs, you have uninstall a program. So when you click on uninstall a program, then the list of programs will be stored on the computer show up. So you just click on that application you want to uninstall, then you choose the uninstall option. So here, when you click on uninstall a program, there are a list of applications that you can uninstall. Okay, so if you want to, this one there, Avast free antivirus has been clicked. So if that's what you want to uninstall, if you click it, then you can double click on it. So you click on 2 times, or you right click. When you click it, it gives the option uninstall, then you can uninstall the application. Okay, so let's take a practical example. So if you have on our VLC that we download, that we installed, so later on I will do the install again, but this is for you to demonstrate. So when you click on the Windows icon at the taskbar, or you press the Windows key on your keyboard, it will open that screen. So in the start screen, on your search icon, you click on it, then you search for the application. So you click on panel, you search control panel. If you are looking for Microsoft Word, you can still search for Microsoft Word. If you are looking for Excel, you also search for Excel. So whatever application you want, this is where you search. But the control panel, so I will type control panel over here. Click on this. This is the application I need. This one is an application used for developing web applications. So that's not the one I need. I need this particular control panel. So you can see the icon for that. Okay, so I just click on it, then the software will start or open. Okay, so once it's open, I've described to you, we need the programs. Here, uninstall a program on it. You go to where you want to run the program. Okay, so the control panel has other functions as well. So appearance and personalization. So if you want to change certain things of your desktop, which we did in our week 1, to click this side, then you can have them to it. Then user accounts and family set. So if you want to set up some things like change the account type, set up family safety for any user, then you click here. Then for security, system and security, then you also click here. Then for network and internet, then you also click here to set up your network. And for sound and hardware, also click here. So when you click, then you get the option. Then you can choose what you want to do. Then for language and region, so if you want to change your keyboard and set time, dates, and the rest, then you also click here. We will do our uninstall session, then we'll come and look at some of these things. Okay, so we will click on uninstall a program. Okay, so we should uninstall our Vlc Player. Okay, so that's the Vlc Player. Okay, so if you right click on it, then it gives you the option uninstall. So you just uninstall or double click. So either you double click or you right click, then it gives you the uninstall. So you click on install. So then the uninstallation is partial. So you just remember, if you want to uninstall an application, you need to first of all close the application if you are currently using it before you start the uninstall. Okay, so yeah, you just follow, just like the way we are doing the installation. The uninstallation is also step by step in most cases. So in some cases, when you click on uninstall, it automatically, there will no instruction, it will automatically uninstall the application. But others to give you step by step. So you click on this, and you click on uninstall. So then the progress will be showing. So when the uninstallation comes, okay. So we want to install it, so you just click on it. Okay. So this is just a demonstration. Later on, I will uninstall it because I most often use the Vlc Player as my media player. Okay, so that is it for today. But we will go back and look at certain features of our control panel. So if we go back, so last time we talked about going back of the on Explorer or Windows Explorer, the File Explorer. So forward is here, back is there. So if you want to go back to your previous window that opened the Explorer, then you just click here. If you want the forward one, the previous one which was the programs and features, where we do the installation, then you just click it. That we are back. We are back now. So these are other features that we will talk about it. So let's look at the clock, language, and region. So sometimes your time, dates, and the rest may not be accurate, and you need to change it. Now remember, if you are using a browser and your time is not accurate, your HTTPS, which is the certificate security for the web browsers, if the time is old, it will not work because it checks which time it is. The certificate is by time. So if your computer date is backdated, then it will not work. So the website will not be showing. So it will tell you that there is security issue, or it will give you a warning and stuff. So you need to change your time to the appropriate time it is. So to change your time, of course, there is also a possibility to click on the time at the taskbar. Then when you click on it, it will give the possibility to change. But you can also come to the control panel. Then you can change your clock, the language, and the region where you are. So that one, you just click on that option. Then you choose the appropriate option you want. So if I want to change the time, so you set time and date. So you click here. Okay, so in that one, if the time is not right, you just change date and time. Okay, so you just change the date and the time. So this is the date and the time. So once you are done, you just click on OK. And you can also change the time zone. So which time zone you are using. So if you are using, so there are a list of time zones. So this one is needed if because in some countries their time changes at certain weather. During the winter time, the time change. If it's back to summer, the time change. So if it sets your time zone, it will automatically change your computer time when the time zone change at that particular time. So sometimes you also need this time zone so that it will be doing automatic time changing when the time change as well. Okay, so there are a list of them. I'm West Central Africa, so I'm West Africa, but it doesn't have the West African option. So the closest one is the West Central Africa. So you choose that one. So if you are in somewhere in Europe, you can choose Helsinki and the rest. So wherever you are the closest one you have, you can choose over the appropriate ones. So that's for the time zone. So I'm in West Africa, so this is my time zone. So once you are done, you click on apply. I haven't made any change, but if you made any change, you click on apply. Then you can just click on OK. Okay. Then you change your time. So that's for the set time. Then time zone. We've done that as well. Now, if you want to add a clock for different time zones, then you can also as well click here. Now, if you want to add a language, then you can also click here. If you want to add a language, maybe you want your computer to have a specific language instead of the English language, then you can also click over here. Now, if you want to change the type of input device you are using, like the keyboard, then you can also click over here. And sometimes you may have to change the type of keyboard settings you are using, because maybe you might be using a different keyboard. Because we have the Finnish keyboard, we also have the German keyboard, and we have the American keyboard. So based on the keyboard you are using, so some keyboards have special characters. Some keyboards have special characters. So if your keyboard does not match what is on your operating system, then when you press on certain keys, it will not be recognized. So you may have to change the type of keyboard you are using to the appropriate keyboard you are using, so that when you press on it, it matches it. Okay. So I'm using the United Kingdom English. Okay. So if you want to change, you can click on options. Okay. So you can add. So if I want to change, I can add English and others. This is the display language. So my display language is English, which is the United Kingdom English. Now we can go to the keyboard part as well. So the keyboard part, which is the input methods. So when you click on it, you choose the type of keyboard you are using. Okay. So we check the input methods. Okay. So we are still on the clock language region. So we want to change our input methods. So the advert is still okay. Control 5. Panel is also not responding. Okay, so if you want to change your number format to, you can click here. If you want to as settings too. You can click here. Okay. Now advanced, if you want to use a display language that's different than the one determined by the order of your language list, you can use it. So mine are rolling there. So if you want any other one, you can choose this one. So switching input devices. So if you want to use a different keyboard, you can just click here. Use it. And if you have a particular language you want to use the website to, you can also. This one says don't let website access my language list. Okay. And here normally some websites will determine the language you are using, so they can show you the appropriate page. Okay, so if you don't want the website to determine which language is on your computer, then you can also click here. So basically, these are some of the key features you can use on the control panel. So the main thing that we use the control panel is for uninstalling the communication. But sometimes those who are into networking may need the networking aspect to configure your computers. So that one is an advance that needs courses. Does not take that one. So that one you still need to come to the control panel. Then you can go to the network side. Then if you want to change your keyboards to that one, you can also use it as well. So that one you go to change methods. Then you can choose the appropriate keyboard that you want to use. Okay. Now if your keyboard is okay, then you don't have any problem. But in the European computers that came from Europe, they have their own keyboard. So maybe your keyboard may be Finnish, maybe German, or I think we also have a Swedish keyboard. So based on the appropriate keyboard that you have. So that if you are using an American keyboard, maybe you bought a keyboard and you connect it to your computer and it's an American keyboard, and if your computer is having Finnish keyboard as a setting, then you can also change the input methods. You can choose your appropriate keyboard that you are using as well. Okay, so it seems like our Avast has finished installing, so that's good. Okay, so if you want to run first and reports, that one you can do to protect your computer. For this lesson, our installation is completed, so that's where it ends. So we successfully installed our Avast. So we will do some few revisions, then we end that for the week. Okay, so Avast is telling us that it has finished the installation. Okay, so that we go back to our control panel and we wrap it up. Okay, so I want to conclude with the changing the keyboard, because sometimes, especially those in my programming class, sometimes they may be having an American European keyboard. So certain keys, when they press, it doesn't work. So they have to go to the control panel to make the necessary changes. So I would like to teach this part. If you want to change your keyboard input, you can have multiple keyboard inputs. So based on the one you are using, then you can switch at the taskbar. So the taskbar, if you have more than one language, keyboard language, it will be showing. So you can just click on that taskbar. Okay, you can just click on it to switch the type of keyboard you want to use. So if you want to change your keyboard type, maybe you are using an European keyboard. So based on where the machine is coming from, then you should know that the type of keyboard it is. If the machine is, for example, coming from Finland, then you should know it's a Finnish keyboard. If it's coming from Germany, then you know the kind of keyboard it is. If it's coming from Swedish keyboard, you can see the type of keyboard it is. Now, even when you are doing the addition, you can also preview the keyboard. So you choose the one that matches the kind of keyboard you are having at the moment. So it's the same place we use the clock, language, and region. So it's the same one. So you just choose change input methods. So you click on change input methods. Then when you click on the change input methods, okay. So you wait, there will be add an input method. So when that one comes, you just click on add. It is loading. Okay. So in the options, when you click on the options, so by default, it has choose the one that I have, which is the English keyboard. So if you want to see the list of options you have, then you just click on the option. Then you can add a new one. Okay, so when you click on the options, you have to click on the option. Check the available options. So you can add that one that you have. So this is my language. I'm using English. So if you are from a different country and you have a different language and you want to add a language preference to your operating system, then you just add language. So when you click on add language, the list of languages will appear. So you click on that you want. So you can have multiple languages as well, if English and any other language. Okay. Now for the keyboard type, then you also need to click on options. Okay. So the keyboard layout is using United Kingdom and Finnish. So because my keyboard is a Finnish keyboard, so this is the ones that it's using. So if you want to see more options, whether to delete one and add more, you click on the options. Okay, so you click on options. Now in the options, this is the one I have. I can remove this one. I can remove any one that I want. Okay, now you can preview and see the keyboards and see if it matches with the one that you are having. Okay, so you look at the type of keys. So so you look for the special keys. For example, the American key doesn't have this special character, which is a character used in the Finnish language. So these two O and the A with two dots is used in the Finnish language. So that's a keyboard for them. So in my keyboard they have. So if yours don't have, it means that's not Finnish keyboard. So you can check, preview the type of keyboard you have, then select the one that matches with yours. Okay, so if you want to add a new keyboard, you just click on add an input method. Okay, so when you click on the add an input method, a list of them shows up. So this one, you have Canadian multilingual standard touch keyboard layout. So if you want to check the preview, so you can just click on preview and to show you how it is. Okay, so this is how it is. So if yours matches with that one, you just click on it. But most keyboards are American keyboard. Okay, so there are a list of them. So you choose the one. And you have the Scottish, you have the Irish, you have the United States, and you have different types, the left hand and the rest. For the United States, we have the right hand. So all these ones, you choose the one. We have the international one, the one for the international. So you can also preview it. But most often it's the international American keyboard that many people use. So you can also preview it and see if it matches with your keyboard. So check the positions where the back is, the equal, the dash and the rest, where they are, and see if it matches with yours. Where you have your square brackets, where you have your slash, where you have your enter. So you can see that this one doesn't have any special character key on it. Okay, so if that's what the kind of keyboard you are using, you just choose that one. Okay, so when you click on it, there will be add. So you just click on add. Okay, so if you are not sure, you preview it to see if it matches with your keyboard. Then you add. So if you add, then everything is working. Okay, now if you have multiple keyboards, remember at the start taskbar to show the keyboards that you are using. On mine, it's showing English, then at the bottom, it's showing Finnish. So I can click on that. If I want to switch from one keyboard to the other, I'll click on that section. So if I click on that section, then it will show on that section that I can just change the one that I want. Okay, so you have the check keyboard, so you can check and see the preview of it. So it has some special characters. So if that's what matches with your keyboard, then you can choose that one or add to it. Okay, so we have the Danish, we have the Dutch. Okay, so if you have the German keyboard, then you can also choose that one that's your keyboard. And you have the Estonian keyboard. Then you have the Finnish keyboard, which is the one that I've already installed. And we have the Finnish with Sami. So the Finnish, they have two languages, the Sami language and the Finnish language. So you have the command keyboard for that. So you just choose that one. So you can just preview it. Then you have the French keyboard. You have the German keyboard. So if you are using a German keyboard, then you can also preview it and see if it matches with yours. Okay. So that's the German keyboard. Okay. So your keyboard looks like something like this. Then you can. Okay. So the German keyboard looks similar to the Finnish keyboard, but they have the U with the two dots, but the Finnish keyboard doesn't have that one. So you look at the one you have on your laptop or your computer, then you choose that one. If you buy external keyboard, you have to check the type of keyboard you have, then you click on it. So once you click on the one that you want to add, you just click on add. Okay, but I'm not adding any additional one, so you can cancel that one. Okay, so that's it for the control panel. So we've talked about how to use the control panel to uninstall an application. We've also seen how you can use the control panel to change the date of your computer. Then we've also seen how you can use the control panel to change the inputs of your computer. And we've also seen how you can use the control panel to add a language to the operating system. So if you are using any other language than the English, you can add them. If you want to change your keyboard types to, you can also add it. If you want to change your date and time, you can also add it. Okay. Then, if you want to add a device, sometimes when some devices are not being recognized, then you can use the add button sound. So you can click on it, then it shows the drivers and stuff of your devices. Okay, but in this course, those are the advanced things. As you gain more practice, then you can be coming here and be playing with them. But I don't want to confuse you. This is just a beginning introduction to computer. So I don't have to put so many things on you. So in this course, the basic things that I would like you to manage. So certain things that is advanced, you can give it to an IT guy to assist you with. If you want to learn it too, you can ask the IT guy to explain to you how he did it. Okay. But for this course, it's just for you to be able to use your computer. The basic ones, you do everything that is possible. So you will have to know how to install your application. So once you install application, you know how to uninstall it. So in the control panel section, we use a program which is the uninstall program. So you click on it as we've done that. Then sometimes to your keyboard may not match with what is on the operating system. So you need to change it to match what you have on the screen, so that if you are pressing a particular key, it will match. Because if your keyboard on the hardware, the keyboard of your computer does not match that on the operating system, if you press a particular key, it will not reflect. So you need to change it to your keyboard. So you may have to add that keyboard language to it. So if you are using a Finnish keyboard, then you change, when you go to change input, then you can add a Finnish keyboard to it. Okay. If you are using an American keyboard, German keyboard, Dutch keyboard, Danish keyboard, any of them, you just have to add. So to know the type of keyboard before you even preview it, you can check where the computer is coming from. Maybe a friend or a relative bought it for you, maybe in Europe or in America or anywhere. So you can find out where the computer was bought, and you can have an idea what kind of keyboard it might be. Then when you are changing, you can check on that language keyboard and review it and see if it matches what you have. Then you can add it. Then you can also test it and check if it's now working for you. Now, if you are using multiple keyboard, then there is an option for you to switch from one keyboard to the other. Then that one, you can see it at the taskbar. So at the taskbar, we have the keyboard names that we are using. I'm using English and Finnish, so I have English and F5. So I can switch them based on the type of keyboard that I want. So I'm using Finnish and English. So as you can see, I have my English and the Finnish. So if I want to switch my keyboard, if I press here, I can have the one. If I want UK, I can press it. If I want this one, I can just press it. Okay, so that's it. So based on the one that you are using. So if you only one at this side, it's just going to be one. If it's multiple languages, you have them here. So you can just have them here based on what you want to. If it's only one, just one. If it's more than one, you can just be switching your keyboard. So if you have an external keyboard that you connect, which is coming from different language or different type of keyboard, when you add, if you connect that one, you can switch and change it over here to the appropriate keyboard, so that when you are typing, it matches with your keyboard. Okay, so that's basically that. So we'll go back and do our revision, then we'll end for this week. Okay, so first, the heading is installing the software from an internet. So to install a software from an internet, you need an internet web browser. So in the web browser, you use google.com. So in the address bar, you use google.com. We'll explain what the address bar is, where you type your code, the address bar. Okay, so where you type your code is the address bar. So last week we already talked about how you can connect to the internet. That's week 2. So we talked about all this address bar, and back key, forward key, refresh, adding a tab, the rest. We learned it in week 2. So by now you should be familiar with it. We also talk about the link, that if you are browsing and you hover over something, the cursor change to hand, then you should know that it's a link that you can click. We talk about it. And we also talk about how you can start a new tab. We said to start a new tab, you can just right click on the link. Then when you click, there is open link in new tab. Then instead of this one run the current page vanishing, to open the link in a new tab. We talk about all those things. So this is just a continuation of what you know about using the internet. So to use the internet to do installation, you start your, you make sure you are connected to the internet. Then you open your web browser. Then if you are using Google Chrome, but before, if you haven't installed Google Chrome, because in this example we are now going to install the Google Chrome, so we have our Internet Explorer, then we have the Microsoft Edge, so any one of them, but the Microsoft Edge is more advanced than the Internet Explorer. It's a little bit fancy than the Internet Explorer, so you can choose the Microsoft Edge. Now, if your Microsoft Edge is not on your desktop or your taskbar, you can search for it. You've also seen how you can search for a software using the, you just press the Windows icon, then the start bar, the start window will show. Then on the search icon, you just type in the software you want to search, then you can do that. So you start your Microsoft Edge, then you go to google.com, you search the type of software you want to download. So you just write the name of the software, then add download to the keyword in the search bar. So when you press enter, now if that company runs an advert on Google, the first option, Google is going to show the ad, so you don't need to click on ad. Click on the second option to take you directly to the download page. Then on that website, you look for a button called download. So you just click on that download button. Then the executable file will start to download. So you watch the download. You'll be watching the progress of the download. Once it's finished, then you can see the .exe, which means executable. Then you will also see the option to open. So when you click on the more icon, to give the option, then you can show in the folder if you want to see the folder. But if you want to directly do the installation, you can just double click on it or click on open to any option that it shows to start the installation. So you go step by step, whatever it says. But first of all, Windows will give you an alert if you want to allow the application to make changes to your computer. So you just click on yes. So once you click on yes, the installation will follow. So you just go step by step. You follow the instructions step by step until you finish with the installation. So once you finish with your installation, you should also know how you can uninstall an application. Now we also said that if the installable file is on the CD, you need to open your CD drive. Then once you open, you insert your CD, then you put it inside. Then you will have to go to this PC. There are lists of drives as we saw last week in the previous week. So you go to the appropriate drive which has the CD. So when you double click on it, the installation will start. But the CD has folders, and in the folder we have the executable file. You need to look for the executable file. So the executable file most often has .exe there, okay, and most often it's been named as setup. So you just double click on this to start your installation, and you also follow the instructions as well. Okay, then we also talk about how you can start an application. So any application which the icon is not on desktop or is not on the taskbar, neither on the desktop or neither on the taskbar, then you can search for it. So you click on the Windows icon or Windows key, then the start window will show. Then you click on the search icon. So once you click on the search icon, you can type in the software you want to search. So if you want to search for Microsoft Word, you just type in Microsoft Word here. The list will show. So you just click on it and the software will start. Now, if you are using a software and you want to minimize it, so to view other maybe application on the screen, then you click on the minimize window, the minimize icon, which is at the far top right of your software window. So you just click here. So it will disappear from the screen of the computer. Okay. Now if you want to maximize, you just click on this maximize icon. Then it will show on the either reduce the size or take the full screen size. And if you want to close your software, you click on this close icon to close. Okay. And in some application, if you click on close, the application will be running on the background, so you still need to use the exit option. So if an application has the exit option at the far, if there is a file menu, you click on file then exit. But in most cases, when you click on close, the application exits. Okay, then uninstalling, we've done uninstalling. We use a control panel to do our uninstalling. So we need to set for control panel as we've done searching for an application. So once you search, you click on programs. So on the programs, you have uninstall a program. So you click on uninstall a program. On the list of the programs, if it's at the bottom, scroll into the to see that application you want to uninstall. So if I click, then you choose uninstall, or when you double click on it, the uninstall process will start. So you patiently wait for your uninstallation to complete. In some cases, it may ask you to restart your computer in order for certain things to be removed completely. So you just restart your application. If you wait, sometimes it will ask you to click on restart later. So there are any of the options that you want. Okay, then we said that additional features of the control panel will be taught in the video, so you should watch the video. So in the additional features, we talk about how you can change the keyboard of your computer or add a new keyboard to it. And this is very important if you are using a different keyboard other than what is on your operating system. So you need to add that keyboard so that when you press the key, it will match what is showing on the computer. So we also talk about that one. Then we also talk about how you can use the control panel to change the date and time, even the language and the region where you are coming from. So we do all those things. So that's the end of it. So enjoy your day, and as you know how you contact me, you log into Untitled.com. You go to the home page of the course and click on chat with Untitled Chapter. So you can send me a message if you need additional information. You can make an arrangement for that. But if there is nothing else, then enjoy the rest of the day and hope to see you next week. That will be our final week for this course. So have a lovely day. Bye.